Two Lanes of Freedom, out now.
Yeah.
Very optimistic record, according to you.
Yeah, I think sonically. I mean, there's so many different storylines on it, but I think sonically, when you hear it, there's a very optimistic sort of effervescent sort of feel to it.
Well, Mexicoma certainly has a different kind of feel to it, with the accordion and everything going on.
It's a lot of fun. You know, Mexicoma is one of those records, I think, and even now, I mean, I don't listen to it very often, but when I put it in and listen to it, or when I'm getting ready to try to remember the words to go back out and do another show, I hear something different in it every time, you know. And as much as we worked on it, as much as the mix, and we got the mix just right, there's always something that jumps out at me that I like better every time. It might be the horns in this part, or it might be a keyboard in this part, but something always jumps out at me.
So you're producing the record, I see on the back here.
Yeah, yeah.
But you work with a bunch of writers. So what are you looking for in a song? Like, what draws you to some of these songs?
I think I sort of open myself up to some sort of visceral attack. You know, I think that when you hear a song, it has to affect you. And usually right away I know if it's going to affect me or not. And if it doesn't move me in some sort of way, I mean, it can be, you know, a physical chill bump reaction, or it can be something that sort of chokes you a bit, or it can be something that makes you smile, or something that makes you feel happy, makes you roll the window down. All those things, something has to happen. And if something doesn't happen, then there's no need listening to it anymore.
Well, I'm curious about the feelings then. Well, let's go with the hits, One of Those Nights. What was your impression the first time you heard that?
It's about making memories, and right away it put you right in the position to think of things that you did when you were a kid, and things that you know, when you were young, and you know, like when you first got your driver's license, or your first dates, or when you first sort of, the world started opening up to you a bit, and that's what it put me in the mind of.
Just got me thinking, your girls are probably getting to that age now.
No, they're not. No, come on, no.
Not so much.
Still
got a few years.
I have a 16. She's gonna be 16 and coming up in May, and she has her permit now. Yeah, so it's.
How are you doing with that as a dad?
Good. You know, she'll be out on her own driving this May, but she does. I prepared her well. I think she's a good driver. So.
Let's talk about.
I feel pretty good as I can feel about it. Put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. This is a good segue into Highway Don't Care because of the driving, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not?
I
Let's
like
go
it.
with that.
Why not?
Sure. So talk about the feelings behind that one when you first heard it.
Well,
and what drew you to that?
I knew instantly. I mean, I loved the song instantly, but I also knew instantly that I wanted Taylor Swift to sing on it.
Why her?
Because her voice. I mean, I'm a big fan of hers anyway, but I thought her voice was perfect for that part. It had the right bit of everything to it, and I like the perspective of it being a song coming from the radio that somebody's listening to, and not being the love interest in a song, which I thought was cool for me. And then I knew Keith was going to play guitar on it. I mean, I wanted to work with Keith for a long time, but I wanted to work with Keith, you know, we wanted to sing a song together. And when this came along, it just made perfect sense to have him play guitar and Taylor sing and me do my part. It just made, you know, it was a cool way to do something together without it being the typical, you know, well, let's sing together or let's do this together. It just, every part is sort of a unique perspective.
So you've been in Vegas for, I guess, a couple of weekends now, going on it. So
we're almost done.
Almost done.
Yeah, we've done. We're about halfway done, and we're doing 10 weekends, and I think we've done 5.
Okay,
Yeah,
so about halfway through.
April we'll be done. Yeah.
But you're singing with Faith, I heard.
Yeah.
So is she taking Taylor's part, or are you kind of?
No, we're not doing that song.
No, that song is not. But it's the new hit. You have to do the new hit.
We'll do it. We'll be done by the time it's out on the radio. So I mean, out being the single. So
when are we going to see you next?
I'll be up here July, I think.
July. Yeah. Calgary, Craven, which is a really cool festival.
Craven,
in Saskatchewan.
the Molson Amphitheater.
Yeah, here in Toronto.
Yeah, so
July 25th. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it is. July 25th.
I want to hear if you could do it first.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. Where are you tomorrow?
I think I'm in Nashville.
Okay,
yeah.
So you get to go home.
I get to go home.
A little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nashville, I hear you want to run for Senate or governor. You got some political aspirations.
I think that was back when I was drinking. That was a long time ago. No, you know, look, I believe that I was very fortunate and to grow up where I grew up and live in the country I live in, and as I'm sure all the Canadians are proud to live in the country they live in. I think that you know, if you can help, then great. If you feel like you got something to offer, then great. Right now, I think I would have to get a lot smarter to feel like I had something to offer.
I think it'd be nice to see a Democrat in Tennessee.
Well, I like that idea too.
Yeah, I thought you might. Talking ideas you might have liked. So you finally got to play with Bruce Springsteen. I hear this was something you've been wanting to do all your life.
Yeah, I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. And
so what was that experience like? Were you scared?
Well, Faith and I sang Tougher Than the Rest together, which was fantastic. We enjoyed that, and we got to see some great performance. It was for Music Cares, the Friday before the Grammys, where they honor special guest to raise money for musicians who are in trouble, down and out, which is a fantastic charity, and it's for the Grammys. But we just, Mumford & Sons did a great performance. John Legend did one of the coolest performances I've ever seen. There were a lot of great artists on it. And at the end, we all got up together and he called everybody up to sing, just sort of stand behind him and sing Glory Days. And sure enough, he calls me out to sing the second verse. And I couldn't remember the words to the second verse. So sort of screwed that up. But I was on stage with Springsteen, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's cool. There's so much I want to get to, and I'm trying to figure out where to go because we don't have too much time. But there's rumors of you doing another movie. Like you've been in a movie every year for the past few years, and then nothing recently.
Well, I just haven't had time. And
Busy working on this.
Working on the record, and being in court, doing a lot of stuff I haven't had time to deal with. But I want to do one. It's just finding the right one to do. I don't want to just do one to be doing one. Yeah.
So the rumors of you doing 5 good years, yes, no?
No.
Dispelling rumors,
No,
I like that.
No, I don't think I've even seen a script that says 5 good years.
Okay, well, there you go. Even better. IMDb is lying. Before I let you go, we do something called 5 questions. 5 quick questions, one-word answers.
Right? Oh, gosh.
Road or studio?
Road.
Lennon or McCartney?
Lennon.
When you hear a song, what usually hits you first? Lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Lyric.
Song you've written you're most proud of?
My Little Girl.
And in one word, Tim McGraw.
Honest.